That is how marriages get emotionally distant. You're stuck in emotional traffic. You think the problem is he never opens up. You're not opening up too. But if he's a mirror, then the reflection changes the second you change. You think your husband has been pulling away from you. But what if he's only giving back what he's been getting? A typical scenario you might recognize. Your husband is sitting right there, next to you, in the same room, but it feels like he's somewhere else. You ask him something and he gives you one word. You try again, he stays flat. And now you tell yourself the story that he just does not open up to you anymore. But many times there's another part of the story that you may not see. Now, let me show you what often happens in marriage. At first, both people talk and share more. They open up more. Then life gets heavy. Stress, kids, disappointment, old hurts, bad fights, feeling unseen and tired. And little by little, both people get more careful, more guarded, more short and flat. They both don't want distance, but because pain and disappointment makes us protect ourselves, that's what we do. So we get more distant from each other. I'm Irina, I'm a psychologist and marriage mentor. I help wives see the patterns that hurt their marriage so they can change how they show up and help stop the cycle. One of the clearest findings is this: when one person self-discloses, the other person is more likely to self-disclose too. That means openness invites openness. And there's another finding that matters just as much. When people are unhappy in a relationship, they become more cautious. They stop leading with openness. They start matching the other person's level instead. That means when a marriage is strained, both people often go into matching mode. You stay careful because he feels careful. He stays careful because you feel careful. You wait for him to go first. He waits for you to go first. You both read the other person's flatness as proof that things are bad, and nobody moves. This is how years can pass. That is how marriages get emotionally distant. It's not that one person decided to not care anymore. It is a process that involves both partners. You both stop leading, and you're in the game of matching each other's way of being in the relationship. Those superficial, surface-level conversations that are short and disengaged, they're like a clear symptom of your relationship's deeper problem. You are not connecting at a deeper level. Most likely both of you. You ask him, "How was your day?" He says, "Okay." Later he asks how you are. You say, "I'm fine." He sits near you, but there's no real connection. And the whole relationship sounds more like logistics. Dinner, kids, schedules, bills, what needs to get done. And then one day you realize you do not really know what is going on inside him anymore. You think the problem is he never opens up, but here's the part you're missing. You're not opening up too. You just may not have noticed it. This isn't to blame you, but to show you how much power you actually have in this dynamic. I want to help you understand what is not working. Waiting for your husband to share first, then judging him for not doing it. You need to start noticing your side. The one-word answers, the quick brush-offs, the tired, "I'm fine," the flat tone, the short responses. That is what he has been living with. That is what he has been reading. And if he is in the matching mode, he mirrors it. That is why this is such an empowering shift. Because if he were just a wall, there would be nothing you could do. But if he's a mirror, then the reflection changes the second you change. And there's one more finding here that I love. Research also shows that when someone starts an interaction with more intimacy, it often creates more intimacy in the other person too. That means the person who goes first sets the depth. You hear it right. You can set the depth. And this is so empowering. If you're afraid that if you share first, he might think he doesn't have to, you heard the findings. More intimacy in you creates more intimacy in him when you interact. So the research says the opposite. Disclosure invites disclosure. Openness pulls openness forward. So if you have been waiting for your husband to go first, and he has been waiting for you to go first, you're stuck in emotional traffic. Nobody moves, nobody leads, and nobody changes the depth of the moment. And then both of you keep treating the other person's guardedness like rejection. This topic matters so much. Don't push harder thinking that your man is closed. Build more intimacy by being more open. Share more intimately about your world, your experience. He's reading the level of openness he keeps getting from you, and he's matching it. Now, let me be very clear. This does not mean every husband is just mirroring his wife perfectly. And it does not mean everything in the marriage is her responsibility. That is not the point. The point is that if your husband is responding to the emotional level you keep bringing, then changing how you show up changes what becomes possible. That is the hopeful part. So what do? You lead the depth just by being one notch more real than you have been, by introducing yourself with more intimacy. That means when your husband asks how you are, do not always say fine. Say something real, like I'm tired and I miss feeling like myself, or I've been more overwhelmed than I've been saying. The second thing is this: audit your own openness for 1 week. Just notice it. How many one-word answers did you give? How many times did you shut down your real feeling with I'm okay? I do that sometimes. How many times did you stay emotionally flat because that felt safer? You might be shocked realizing you've become much more guarded than you thought. And that makes sense, but it also teaches the marriage to stay shallow. The third thing is this: go one notch deeper than he is giving. Not 10 notches, 1. If he says work was okay, you do not have to stop there. You can say, you seem tired tonight, or I've been thinking about how hard you worked on that meeting last week. I was proud of you. Or I miss hearing more of what is going on inside you. That is one notch deeper. That is enough. And when he feels that shift, he is more likely to come toward it. The fourth thing: stop reading his guardedness as rejection first. Read it as information. Read it as a mirror. And ask yourself, what has he been seeing from me lately? Realness? Openness? Invitation? Or has he mostly been seeing short answers, tiredness, emotional distance, and self-protection? Because if he is mirroring your guardedness, then changing how you show up can change what comes back. Remember that a lot of the time, he is a reflection of the emotional level that has become normal between you. And that can change. If you are ready to break the matching mode and lead your marriage back to connection, subscribe. Here I share insights and tools to help women show up differently and build a happier marriage.